Summer is about family and fun, and when it's centered on a great meal, it's just better. Good thing your neighborhood Albertsons has great deals on all the favorites that make summer just better. This week, serve up boneless, skinless chicken breast or thighs perfect for grilling, just $1.77 a pound when you buy 3 pounds or more. And pick up sweet savings on fresh local strawberries, 1-pound packages, 2 for $3. Tastier meats, sweeter savings, better summers. Albertsons, it's just better.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Baby. What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to this spontaneous Saturday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 306. Number 306 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before I get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire. This is going to be a serious show once again, folks, because as you are witnessing right before our very eyes, we are seeing a copycat-like habitual situation going on throughout the nation in which cops are now being gunned down thanks to this horrific situation that started in Dallas, Texas, and now it seems as if it's spreading all over the nation like a bad case of, cancer. So, folks, this is a very serious subject matter. We're going to discuss a lot of different things about what is going on, what is transpiring in our country, and what we can do if you want. I don't know, maybe some people want to watch this United States and the world burn. I don't know, but I'm trying to save it. And if you're one of those folks that are trying to save it, we're going to try to outline some things because, look, folks, I'm coming up on here on a Saturday because this is serious times, this is serious business, and I think people need to take wind of what exactly is going on right before our very eyes. All right, folks. Now, once again, if you haven't already done so, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores, PoliticsGhost. And, of course, folks, if you haven't already done so, the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Now, folks, before I get into anything, I want to make sure that there is so many Black Lives Matter supporters that are going to be listening to this broadcast. So before we get into anything else, I'd like to go ahead and open up Twitter shout-outs right now. Do you understand what I'm saying, folks? Because what we are going to do here is try to make this trend. And as you can see, I put a lot of hashtags on the show. I do so in hopes of getting a lot of people retweeting the broadcast, so that these people that are cruising these particular trends happen to see yours truly's broadcast, listens to it, gets slapped in the mouth with some goddamn truth and reality. So, folks, we're going to do it a little different on this spontaneous Saturday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and we're going to go ahead and take some Twitter shout-outs right now. Anyway, folks, do we have any Twitter shout-outs, engineer? All right, engineer, we got some Twitter shout-outs. Folks, once again, if you don't know Twitter shoutouts, if you happen to be new to the broadcast, all you got to do is go to my Twitter account and retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. Of course, the Twitter name is Politics Ghost, as I stated earlier. So let's go ahead and get some Twitter shoutouts, shall we? We got Distilling Capitalist. What's going on to my brethren in Australia out there? We got Green Leader in the house. Daily Motion in the place. Texas needs gun control. Shove it up your ass, all right? Let's not even go there, all right? We got Czech Capitalists in the house. Vet of Forum Wars in the place. Married Bachelor, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. We got Cody from Unknown in the place. Flack, Dragonfire, what's going on? We got Official Hood Rats. We've got Hope Ghost Die Soon. Oh, that is just great. Yes, keep feeding me your energy, baby. I feed off that. You know, I hope I keep you up late at night. I'll tell you that right damn now. We got Sidekick in the house, Sergeant Yoda, Burger King Hot Dog. You know, have y'all heard of this new garbage? I mean, what is this? Fried mac and cheese or some kind of garbage like that? Mac and cheese fried. What a disgusting combination. I mean, who was the genius behind this culinary masterpiece? I mean, seriously, it's just disgusting. Are you joking? Oh my God! I mean, who really made this? Honestly, can somebody figure this out? Like, who created the macaroni, French fry? And can we please, make a meme out of this guy, for Christ's sake? I'm serious. I mean, Jesus. I mean, he's got to be the ghetto gourmet or something. Somebody. I mean, this is just. I'm serious. Anyway, I just wanted to make that a little bit of a sidebar because I'm a little disturbed at the photos that I'm seeing of that particular, I don't even know what to call it, culinary abomination as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, we got John Kane in the house. What's going on to John Kane? Globalist Graveyard. Yeah, don't I hear you. We got NRJ in the place. A Prairie Home Ghost. What the hell does that mean? Anyway, we got Woo Lad in the place. What's going on to regular TCA? We got the Teutonic Plague in the house. What's going on to the Teutonic Plague? We've got G in the place. We've got Exara Hawks. What's going on to Exara Hawks? We've got Crisis Actor Ghost. What the hell is that supposed to mean, scumbag? Crisis Actor Ghost? I'll take a real big offense to that, you son of a bitch. I'm serious. I mean, it's not. If that's a troll, that's one thing, but that's not something to be laughing about, especially during these turbulent times where we are being televised such horrific scenes that we are to believe are factual and actual. Anyway, we've got Sarah in the house. What's going on? We've got Young Ghost in the place. We've got Dirk Diggler. Platinum Robo in the house. Kermit the Gay Frog. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't tell me it's that ass crack that keeps calling up here acting like Kermit the Frog. I'm telling you, internet people are freaks, man. Anyway, what else do we got here? We got Ghost Bullies Engineer. I don't bully the engineer, all right? He's got a job to do, all right? I'm paying him overtime, for Christ's sake. He's not even supposed to be here. But I knew he would be available. Right, engineer? What the hell's wrong with you? You should be lucky. I'm giving you time and a half here. I'm giving you time and a half in Obama's America, for Christ's sake. What the hell are you doing? You going to go out on a date? Yeah, no, don't even answer that. Anyway, who else do we got? We got the Trans Shrek. Oh, that's just great. I don't even want to go there. Pop-Tart eating prick. Now people are starting to get enlightened to the things that I've been highlighting on this broadcast about folk. Anyway, who else do we got here? We got HRC One Capitalist Army. What the hell ever that means. We've got Donut Panda in the house. We've got Godzilla Sucks at Guitar. Well, oh, come on. Come on. Are you kidding me? I mean, every time Godzilla comes up, as a matter of fact, what's up to Godzilla? How quaint. Whatever. Anyway, Godzilla's pretty good at guitar. We got John Doe in the house. Jack Bodell in the place, the Tree King, whatever the hell that is, Capitalist UK. Once again, folks, I'm giving Twitter shout-outs live in the beginning of the broadcast because I want to make sure as many people listen to this broadcast. because I'm going off on Black Lives Matter, and I want to make sure as many of these Black Lives Matter domestic terrorists are able to hear this, because this is a domestic terrorist organization, and I think that we need to have a little bit of a conversation about it. I'm serious, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we got Folsey in the house. What's going on with Folsey? We've got bowling for food stamps. Oh, that's rich. Wait a minute, is that the ghetto capitalist, for Christ's sake? Oh, come on! The ghetto capitalist is in the house. We got the capitalist UK, and I already said the capitalist UK. We got trans Hillary. They put a pair of balls on Hillary. I wouldn't be surprised if you even really had to artificially have to. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. We all know that she, according to reports, likes doing a little bit of muff diving. And that's because she's, staying in the hotel room, the same hotel room as Huma Abedin. They stay in there for hours, so I doubt they're watching the Cooking Network or anything of that nature. I'm sure, after those two leave the room, there's definitely a fishy smell in the air. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we got Free Zorg in the house. Justice for Dallas PD. Yeah, I hear you on that one. Who else do we got? Angry Manju. All right, one more time. I'm going to take a couple more shout-outs. We're going to move on with the broadcast. Who else do we got here? We got, I'm not saying that. El Foxo Loco's in the house. What's going on? Collect Call in the place. What's going on? Elizabeth Scarlett. Capitalist Kush in the place. Don't pick up D-Ray. What the hell does that mean, don't pick up D-Ray? All right, let me tell you something right now. Haven't you noticed that D-Ray, the Black Lives Matter movement, they're not even touching the capitalist army. I just want to make that a point of emphasis. I just heard Alex Jones in one of his recent broadcasts that I saw on YouTube. He was complaining that Black Lives Matter are threatening them. They're saying that he's scared or whatever the case might be. Folks, I have yet to hear any of these scumbags try to come at any one of us. And let me tell you something. If they do, we've got the knowledge to put the spotlight on these folks. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not joking. I'm not kidding around. These damn domestic terrorists, these Black Lives Matter people, supporters, members, whatever the hell you want to call this terrorist organization, we need to start going bare knuckle with these people. That's why D-Ray has me and anyone who questions him related to the capitalist army on ignore. Same with the other people that he corresponded with in those hacked private messages in his Twitter. I mean, this is what I'm telling you, folks. The capitalist army means business, and let me tell you, Black Lives Matter knows it. All right? I'm telling you, you don't believe me. Tweet at D-Ray, the supposed leader of Black Lives Matter. Tweet at him right now. All right? D-E-R-A-Y is his goddamn Twitter handle, D-Ray. And just say, hey, are you afraid of the capitalist army? And he'll put you on ignore. He'll put you on ignore, boy. And let me tell you something. I can tell you why he's afraid, folks. Because he knows that he is afraid of the information that those of us that know who he is and obviously have access and privy to conversations that he has had with other Black Lives Matter members where he boasts about having internal connections with the Obama administration and the Justice Department. And because we bring that up to his attention, he doesn't even want to bother. He doesn't want to even touch it. He doesn't even want to see it in his face. So you're goddamn right Black Lives Matter fears the capitalist army, for Christ's sake, and they should. All right? We're not advocating violence out here, but what we're doing is we're exposing the information on these people. And you see, information is power. Always remember that. I know that's a corny saying that they used to say in Saturday morning cartoons, but I'm telling you, knowledge is power. Information is power. I mean, why do you think they call the CIA the Central Intelligence Agency? Intelligence. Whose intelligence? Human intelligence. Do you understand that? That's what this is all about. It's about understanding people. understanding who they are, understanding their motives, gathering why they're doing what they're doing. It's all about knowledge. And the more knowledge you have about an individual, especially those domestic terrorists in the Black Lives Matter movement, the more they are going to fear you, as opposed to what they're trying to do now is agitate spontaneous violence. I mean, that's why I'm telling you, you don't hear any of these Black Lives Matter folk trying to come after the capitalist army. And look, there may be some now that I mentioned it because you're going to put, some people in some troll accounts, now, because this is a I don't know what it is, man. Trolls love my show. I don't get it, but whatever. But I'm telling you, the reason they don't want to, folks, is because we have the knowledge, and all they have, because to be honest with you, let's be honest, the majority of the black folk that are following this whole Black Lives Matter nonsense are uneducated. And it's not their fault. I mean, look, I'm not trying to say that they're uneducated based upon any kind of racial makeup. I'm saying they're uneducated based upon the way our education system is constructed. And you see, they don't understand that because they weren't educated enough to be able to enlighten themselves enough to understand what the hell they're fighting and putting their lives on the line for. And that's why I'm saying, what these Black Lives Matter folk don't understand is that the majority of the strife that has afflicted their community has happened within the past 10 years. All right? I'm telling you this right now, folks. I'm not joking. All you have to do, I don't even have to tell you. If you're black and if you are at least 25, 30, maybe 35, 40 years old, you know the evolution of black culture. Give me a break. How did we get, folks, and I'm talking to you Black Lives Matter folk, and I hope that there are Black Lives Matter people listening in, and if you are wanting to talk in opposition to anything I'm saying, I strongly advise your asses to give me a call at 516-453-9903. I'm going to take some calls, open up the phone lines, and if you are a Black Lives Matter supporter and you want to get on this broadcast so we can have some dialogue, discourse, so you can tell me I'm whatever, threaten me, whatever the hell you think you're going to do, I'd like for you to go ahead and give me a call. And if you're on hold, well, then tweet at me and tell me you're on hold. All right, I'm serious. I want to have some serious conversations about this because at this point in time, based upon the amount of rabble-rousing and the instigation of violence, Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. It is a domestic terrorist organization. And look, folks, this is why these folks from Black Lives Matter don't want anything to do with the capitalist army, folks. It's not the fact that we're some tough, thuggery-based type of group. You understand that? It's not that as if we're, trying to agitate violence. Folks, we understand how to obtain the information. And this is what I was trying to allude to in yesterday's broadcast when I was trying to unite the trolls and hackers of the internet and make them understand that what is going on here is a systematic attempt at a takeover of the world. Now, all this Black Lives Matter stuff, don't get me wrong, it is a layer in which we, as the people of America, have to deal with. But I think it's more of a smokescreen for something else, and we're going to get more in depth into what I believe is the smokescreen, or why it's the smokescreen, I should say. Because, folks, I don't know if you've been hearing Vladimir Putin, because, of course, our mainstream media isn't covering this, but he is practically screaming that we are on the brink of World War III, and why exactly is not any of the goddamn Western media covering this? And, folks, this is what I've been saying all along. Haven't I told you this? That ISIS and now this Black Lives Matter domestic terrorism, all this is going to have us running around like a bunch of chickens without our head over here on the domestic front. Meanwhile, we have our politicians going out here and trying to confront Russia, and I've been saying this over and over and over again. They are trying to have a direct confrontation nuclear confrontation with Russia. Folks, go and Google right now or YouTube search Putin, crying to Western journalists, the brink of World War III is around the corner. We're going to have to retaliate. Nuclear war is on the brink. I'm not joking. Why do you think, folks, right now, right goddamn now, Barack Obama is in Poland, in Warsaw? Why in the hell is Barack Obama in Warsaw? Because, folks, he's dealing with all the NATO members so that they could figure out how to continuously agitate the Russians into a nuclear confrontation. I'm telling you this right now. This is a complete attempt at a takeover of the world. And I think that people need to take their heads out of their ass, and they need to realize that that's why we have all this chaos happening in our domestic front right now. All right? Now, how did we get here? Why did we do this? I explained that yesterday in yesterday's broadcast in episode 305. You can go back to that and listen to it when I describe at the beginning of the show how we got here from the 60s, because that's where the roots of all this comes from, to now. But, folks, this is why I'm saying all this hysteria, all the violence that's being agitated here in the domestic front is just nothing more than a smokescreen so that our agents of international bureaucratic power, which is our politicians, folks, and this is what I said in the description, each and every one of our politicians, doesn't matter if it's an American politician or wherever country you reside in and you're listening to me right now, each and every one of these politicians, at least 95, at least 98% of them are agents of international bureaucratic institutionalism. They have no loyalty to your country. They have no loyalty to your people. I mean, just take case in point the European Union. Take a look at how Angela Merkel has taken a dirty diarrhea crap all over the German people. Literally, with this migrant crisis, for Christ's sake. Take a look at all these other European member states that have been just completely clobbered with this migrant crisis by design so that they can bring in the problem. And when the problem arises, as you saw in Paris, as you saw in Belgium, as you're going to continue to see in Europe, that's when the international bureaucrats of the European Union begin to clamp down on totalitarianism, clamp down on whatever freedoms these domestic people have. I mean, they're already announcing that they are going to take over the militaries and the economies of the European Union member states. Folks, you need to wake up, man. This is real. This is an international consortium attempting to take over the goddamn world. And the only two countries that aren't really falling in line is Russia and China. And, of course, North Korea, but who gives a crap about them? They're a two-bit third-world nation, for Christ's sake. I mean, these poor people are barely able to feed themselves because you got fat-ass Kim Jong-un eating up all the goddamn food. But to be honest with you, folks, China is playing both sides. China is still, has its foot in the water of international institutionalism while at the same time trying to defy it. On the other hand, you have Russia completely against whatever the hell this international institutionalism is. I mean, he is in complete opposition, and that's why Russia, and you can look it up, folks, Putin has been screaming here for the past week, 2 weeks, that we as a world are on the brink of nuclear war because NATO continues to encroach upon the border of Russia through Ukraine. And, folks, Russia is saying that they are going to confront the potential threat. And then they're going to confront the potential threat with nuclear war. So, folks, I didn't mean to digress because I wanted to talk more about that, in the second hour. All right? But this is why this government has agitated all this particular domestic hysteria. Black Lives Matter, refugees, ISIS, gun control, LGBT, bathroom issues, gay marriage, Obamacare, poor versus rich, white versus black, tall versus short, fat versus skinny. I mean, you understand, this is why we are basically having our heads spin all around with this hysteria. Meanwhile, our government that we elected, that this country elected, is basically taking our country and putting it in a serious nuclear confrontation that we as a country have nothing to do with, as far as I'm concerned. All right? So once again, I want to go back to the Black Lives Matter issue because it's very important, because we have to remember that it's not just these little peon leaders like D-Ray and the other two morons that are in the picture that I tweeted earlier today. It's not just about them. They're just the idiots that are going to take the recourse of what they're paid to do. They're so megalomaniac-like that all they care about is all the adulation and making themselves look like, Che Guevara or Malcolm X and getting paid. D-Ray, not only is he getting paid through George Soros, because George Soros, folks, runs Black Lives Matter. I think you people need to understand that. All right? He's the one that created this whole crap. Lest we forget that Black Lives Matter was created at Ferguson.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.
Now, lest we forget also that Ferguson had riots and all kinds of upheaval and so on and so forth. Folks, I've read reports that George Soros put upwards of over $35+ million into the whole Ferguson fiasco. Folks, this is what George Soros does. All right? He's got arrest warrants all over the world for him because he's been agitating this type of violence. All right? And he's done it before. He was the person behind the Egyptian. It wasn't just him. It was a consortium of internationalists that conspired and basically turned their backs on Libya and Egypt. This is just insane. I can't believe that America is so anesthetized with entertainment and culture and technology and social media and all this meaningless nonsense. And meanwhile, what's happening right now is we've got the internationalists not only trying to confront the Russians in a nuclear confrontation, but folks, the people that are trying to make a totalitarian government in America and have already made totalitarian governments in Europe, they are utilizing these totalitarian governments, these bureaucracies, to rob us blind, to rob us of our economic opportunity. That's why not just bureaucrats come with this whole totalitarianism, monopolies of international proportions come also with this bureaucratic totalitarian takeover. This is a marriage of bureaucrats and goddamn international corporations. And I think that we need to realize what's going on here. Now, before I go off on anything else, let me take a swig of some Johnny Walker Blue Label. It's definitely not a good time to be drinking this. I am very sick to my stomach. I think that America is on the brink. Our government that's in power is helping facilitate that end so that they can justify their totalitarianism, folks. They brought in the problem. They instigated the problem. You see, this is why they want totalitarianism, so that not only can they control us as a population, they can force us into this World War IV, World War III nuclear confrontation with Russia. And I think people need to wake up and understand that. Jesus Christ. Let me take a swig of this. Anyway, I want to hear from you folks, all right? 516-453-9903 is the number to call here, folks. I want to hear some callers. The phone lines are open. So if you do want to call up, go ahead and give me a call. I'm going to try to take as many calls as we possibly can on this spontaneous Saturday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, folks. And if you're going to call up to prank call, please refrain from that until Radio Graffiti. We will have Radio Graffiti, but come on, man. I mean, this is serious business. We've got the world being taken over by bureaucrats and international monopolies. We've got America being trampled on by our government, by the groups that our government is backing up and helping instigate violence and civil unrest. I think this is some serious business that we need to start discussing, in my personal opinion. And farting off and trolling. I think there should be something at least on the last of the agenda of the show today. All right, so come on, you milky lickers. America's falling. Anyway, let's take some calls here. How about area code 225? You're on the horn. What's going on?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, Ghost. How's it going? I'm actually from Baton Rouge, so I'm getting the real big explosion of Black Lives Matter over here, and it's not good.
Have they resorted to any violence yet out there?
Yeah, it started off actually pretty small, but now they're actually attacking police officers, and a lot of arrests are coming out of it, and it's not really pleasant over here.
Unbelievable. So they are. It is Black Lives Matter. Are they chanting the name Black Lives Matter? Do they have signage of Black Lives Matter?
Oh yeah, they're everything. Hands up, don't shoot, all that crap.
And, the irony of the, hands up, don't shoot, I believe that was correlated with the Mike Brown shooting. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, the facts came out, and the young man did not have his hands up. So you see how things work out as it relates to the sensationalism and the emotionalism of folks that, with all due respect to many of those in the Black Lives Matter movement, they're uneducated. They have no intellectual curiosity. They don't understand how to gather facts, interpret facts, and base those facts on their reactions or their decisions to react. And I'm sure there's no rational thinking going on. Can you tell us, any of the major violent episodes out there in Baton Rouge? Has there been cop cars tipped over? You said that there were cops assaulted.
Yeah, someone actually threw a explosive device at a cop car that was getting repaired at a car shop. So that was kind of like the major one. And then a lot of pushing, a lot of smaller stuff, but that's kind of the major violence that's been going on right now.
Oh my God, unbelievable. Anyway, thank you very much for calling, sir. Look, I mean, once again, Baton Rouge is hearing this, feeling the brunt end of this, I should say. And you heard the young man. I mean, they're throwing bombs now at cop cars. Now they're throwing bombs out here, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is how serious this is getting. That's why Black Lives Matter should be considered a domestic terrorist organization. And I know there's a lot of folks that are tweeting at me this little White House petition to go and sign and look, those White House petitions are a joke. They don't work. It doesn't matter. It's fictitious. It's ridiculous. All right, we just need to amplify it in every medium possible, social media, blogs, vlogs, I mean, whatever the case might be. I mean, this is a terrorist organization. Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization. And why D-Ray and Nita and Sam Swerve and Tefpo and everybody else we've unearthed out here, why these people are not arrested is beyond me. I mean, an American citizen, as far as I'm concerned, is within its moral, ethical, and legal right at this point to implement a citizen's arrest on these people. I mean, I can't believe that these people are walking around free in society, for Christ's sake. I mean, do you know that D-Ray, folks, D-Ray actually is in charge of personnel now at Baltimore City Schools? He's actually in charge of payroll. I mean, can you believe this crap? Now he's going to be in charge of who is teaching your children? Huh? That's just great, isn't it? Isn't that just great? I mean, this is the guy who's claiming to be one of the leaders of Black Lives Matter, who has instigated all this violence that we are witnessing right before our very eyes, and now Baltimore City Schools names D-Ray a goddamn member of the staff in charge of payroll and personnel. I mean, you cannot make this garbage up. And that's why I am telling everybody right now, we are in the midst of a communist takeover. And, folks, you can look back in the archive, blogtalkradio.com/ghost, even back when I was a true conservative radio. All right, and those are that was back in 2008, 2009. I was talking about this being a communist takeover back then. And people thought I was an idiot. People thought I was nuts. But look at it now, baby. Huh? Who's the idiot now? Who's the nutcase now? I told each and every one of you even back then, I was screaming even back then, that this was a communist takeover. And look at it now, boy. Look at it now. And you see, the people that have taken control of our mechanism of government, all right, as I stated in the history of how we got here in episode 305, it starts in the 60s. They infiltrated the bureaucratic systems of government, and now that they're all in control, they're utilizing state power to mold society as they see fit. Moreover, many of these people are international institutionalists, which was the basis of communism, folks. And I described the history of communism a few shows back, if you can find that episode. I mean, this is what they wanted. This is the point. I mean, we are witnessing a communist takeover of the whole goddamn world, you losers. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. 516-453-9903 is the number to call here, folks. I want to hear from you. What do you think about this takeover of America, this communist takeover of America? Anyway, we got somebody from the 512. What's going on?
Is that me?
That's you?
What's up, Ghost? I would like to apologize. A few weeks ago, I called you the N-word. I apologize. And also shout out to the True Capitalist Radio and Capitalist Army on Steam. So, yeah, have a good day, Ghost.
All right. Well, you don't have anything to say about the disorder that we're witnessing right before our very eyes?
My bad. Yeah. How is it in Austin? Is it bad there?
Well, you're at 512. You should know.
No, like I moved over to San Antonio. I still need to change my number.
Oh. Well, it's bad as hell out here, to say the least, man. I'm telling you, you can tell the refugee crisis that is being afflicted in Europe and the secret refugee transplanting of Obama's immigration policy. I mean, it's all over Austin, Texas, man. I mean, so yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Anyway, thanks a lot for calling, man, and I appreciate you for apologizing and all that stuff. It's man of you, to say the least. Who else do we got here? We got area code 541. What's up? You're on the horn.
Oh, is that me?
That's you, man.
Oh, I'm just wanting to listen in. I don't really have a story, but keep me on the line, please.
Well, you had your hand up, man. I mean, why you have your hand up if you want to? You just listen in. Come on, man. Anyway, we've got area code 863. You're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, guys. Tyson Market here.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm actually hanging out at Daytona Beach this weekend for vacation, and I do have a little story to tell, if that's okay with you.
All right, go right ahead.
All right. I think from Dallas, the shooting, I think it was just horrible. I'm just disgusted, to be honest.
No,
you know
I don't
what I mean?
blame you. I know exactly what you mean. I'm disgusted. I'm beyond disgusted. I mean, let me tell you something right now. Everyone should be concerned about what's going on right now. All right? I mean, look, we haven't even talked about the ISIS threat that is looming within our own borders as well, folks. Believe me, that's coming up next. If you don't think so, mark my words, all right? The next thing that you're going to hear once all this Black Lives Matter stuff blows over is you're going to start seeing these secret sleeper cells that Obama has brought in via the migrant crisis, the Syrian refugee crisis, or whatever you know it as. These people are going to start detonating themselves. They're going to start doing wild Jehudiism. And, folks, this is not the end of it. But remember, when all this is happening, always remember that it's this liberal government, this liberal regime that's in power today that created the problem so that they can have the solution, which is nothing more than totalitarianism and the literally robbing of our rights. And I think that the more people understand that, the better off we'll be as a goddamn country, to say the least. All right? And let me tell you something right now. I'm going to repeat this, and I'm going to continue to repeat this. Black Lives Matter fears the capitalist army. And let me tell you something right now. We're going to go after each and every one of those Black Lives Matter ass cracks that continues to agitate violence. I'm sick and tired of them. All right? The capitalist army, we're going to start a database of these goddamn losers and the documentation for which they were threatening people, they were threatening police, threatening members of the people running for president, whatever. I'm sick and tired of people thinking that they can just get away with just advocating violence behind a goddamn social media network or a goddamn computer without any goddamn repercussions. I'm sick of it. All right? And look, we don't even have an administration that wants to stop this. I mean, have you noticed on Facebook, even here on Twitter, and believe me, folks, I'm waiting for Twitter to finally, suspend this account. And if they do, that's why I strongly advise you, please bookmark the official website of this show, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? No matter what happens, I'm going to be right here, all right? But they're censoring everybody. I mean, but they're allowing these people that are advocating violence for police, against police, I should say, advocating violence against Trump, they're allowing these people to say this and do this without any kind of repercussions. But if you're critical about the migrant crisis, if you're critical about Islam, if you're critical about feminism, if you're critical about any of this leftist crap, they're going to suspend you. They're going to ban you. I mean, this is the new totalitarian world that we're living in, for Christ's sake. Wake up! I mean, this is an agenda. Do you understand that, folks? These people are all in cahoots with a political philosophy, and that is pure totalitarian communism. Why do you think Zuckerberg is all about this? I mean, he's out here promoting Black Lives Matter. He's promoting open borders, even though he secures a fence and a wall around his Hawaii beach house, which is pissing off his neighbors, but he's claiming he has the right to do so. Isn't that irony? Fucking Zuckerberg, excuse my French. Isn't that irony? This asshole sitting here criticizing Donald Trump for his wall policy as it relates to the border, and this asshole walls up his damn Hawaii beach home, for Christ's sake, pissing off everybody. His neighbors are trying to take him to court, and because he's worth, whatever, $50 billion, he was like, no, I deserve it. I make a lot of money, so I can build my wall if I want. What a complete hypocritical asshole. Moreover, folks, this is the same guy, Mark Zuckerberg, who is against guns. He's one of these gun-controlled nutcase leftists. Meanwhile, he spends $50 million a year, according to reports, on his own security detail. I mean, good God. $50 million a year on his own security detail, and this asshole has the audacity to sit here and continue to rabble-rouse this nonsense and be a hypocritical it just makes me sick. I mean, you people need to wake up, too. You people need to look at Mark Zuckerberg and look at his disgusting face and realize that that's a sick, twisted, totalitarian leftist freak. And that's why I have never, folks, throughout the history of this goddamn show, ever had a damn Facebook. Never will, for Christ's sake. I spit on Facebook. I spit on it, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, folks, we're witnessing it right before our very eyes. I don't know what I need to tell you people. I don't know how loud I need to scream. I don't know what I need to articulate over the show for you people to realize this is a takeover of communist proportions. And look, folks, there's nothing we can do about it unless, by some chance, we all, as a majority populace of America, go to the voting booth and force this government to relinquish its totalitarian power. And we vote for Donald Trump, folks. Now, let me tell you, we're still a long way away from the goddamn election. A lot could happen. I pray every day that nothing happens to Donald Trump because, folks, he is the only man in opposition to this international bureaucratic institutionalism of America. I'm telling you this right now. I mean, I don't care what you believe. Oh, he's racist. He's not racist, you moron. If you believe that, then you're a simplistic imbecile who utilizes television for your news gathering and information, and all you're doing is listening to a bunch of sputtering talking heads that are giving you talking points to make you feel smarter than your ignorant ass actually is. And you need to wake up and realize that you're not that smart if you are watching the damn boob tube solely for your news and information gathering. Jesus Christ. And I'm telling you this right now, the capitalist army is not finished with Black Lives Matter. We're not going to sit around and allow you people to just, agitate violence. I'm telling you this right now. I'm not even going to say what we're going to do. We've already doxed D-Ray. We've doxed TEFPO. We've doxed each and every one of these so-called leaders of theirs, and they don't want none of us. They don't want none of us. And look, I don't know if you folks were awake earlier this morning. John Lewis, I got sick and tired of hearing about this stupid loser, to be completely honest with you. I know he marched with Martin Luther the King and all that other stuff, but give me a goddamn break. This asshole is so insistent upon utilizing opportunities of tragedy so that he could take away our Second Amendment right. I think it's a disgrace. I thought it was disgusting, so we released his information to the public so that anyone who wants to contact this particular public servant to ask why he's insistent upon taking away Americans' constitutionally protected rights can do so, okay? And that's all there is to it. And I did that in the most careless and unsophisticated way possible. All right, that's all there is to it. Anyway, I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. Oh my God, I'm so sick. I'm sick. I mean, we got domestic terrorist organizations being backed up by our government. Don't you understand that? I mean, don't you understand that? Our government is backing up domestic terrorist organizations and Black Lives Matter. I mean, why isn't anybody seeing this? Why isn't anybody as mad as I am, for Christ's sake? I mean, Jesus Christ! God! Damn it! God damn it! I mean, why isn't anybody as mad as I am? Oh, my God. We got domestic terrorists being backed by our government. I mean, we saw the D-Ray private messages, for Christ's sake. We saw him. He's bragging. D-Ray is bragging that he's got inside track to the DOJ, that he has Loretta Lynch on speed dial, for Christ's sake. I mean, when the hell is America going to wake up, folks? I mean, when are you going to wake up? We are being systematically taken over by institutionalist international bureaucrats. All right? And look, give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me that goddamn mic. And look, it's not even a damn Democrat or a Republican thing anymore, folks. I mean, the Republicans, look at what they're trying to do to Trump now prior to the convention. They are trying to usurp the damn convention from Trump via the RNC Rules Committee, they are trying to change the rules right before the damn convention so that the delegates can, quote, vote their conscience, whatever the hell that means. So I'm saying, folks, it doesn't matter who you vote for. What you need to keep in mind, if you're going to go to the polls, has this person, or is this person, a career politician, a career bureaucrat? Because, folks, we need to stop electing career bureaucrats, all right? I mean, I'm sick and tired of hearing about, oh, they don't have enough political experience. Are you kidding me? Not enough political experience. I mean, I think that's the problem. I mean, look at all the people that we've been elected with so-called political experience, and look at where America is today. Look at where America is today. Look at where America is today, for Christ's sake. Career politicians. Look at where we're at today. And by God, you want to talk about a non-career politician that became a politician that made a difference. By God, Nigel Farage in Britannia. I mean, that's all I've got to say. That's all I've got to say. I mean, this is why you as a voter need to realize it doesn't matter what party you're voting for. We need to vote for folks that are not career politicians. We need to put that in our heads. No more career politicians. That's why we're here. No more career politicians. That's why we're here, for Christ's sake. God damn it. God damn it, man. We've got domestic terrorists that are backed up by our government, by this liberal regime, for Christ's sake. God damn it. And we're not going to stop. The capitalist army is not going to stop. We doxed D-Ray. We doxed TEPCO. We've doxed a whole variety of different Black Lives Matter violent agitators, and we're going to continue to do so. That's why Black Lives Matter fears the capitalist army, and it better, boy. It better. Because we ain't messing around. Information and knowledge is power. All these people have is nothing but thuggery and violence. That's all they've got is thuggery and violence. And thuggery and violence means nothing. It means nothing.
What's up with your calendar?
I replace all the days of the week with sandwiches.
Because
at Subway restaurants, every day, there's a different sub of the day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, each day I can choose a different 6-inch sub for just $3.50, or get it as a foot-long sub for $6.
So why is today circled in red?
Oh, today's my anniversary. Oh.
And maybe you should...
Yeah, I gotta go.
Subway. Fresh is what we do. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Additional charge for extras and deluxe, plus tax where applicable. Sandwiches prepared in front of you.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I want to hear from you once again, folks. All right, 516-453-9903 is the number to call here. If you've got something to say, I want to hear from you, for Christ's sake. I mean, we are in troubled times, to say the goddamn least. As I stated, I mean, y'all look back when FBI Director Comey came out and recommended no prosecution for Hillary Rodham Clinton. The show after that damn freaking press conference, I was sick to my stomach. Y'all remember that? Go back to the archive, man. I was dejected because I knew right then and there, folks, that we were in major trouble, and that the corruption and the blatant criminality out in the open, televised to millions of people, and they have no regard for their actions. And I'm talking about Hillary Clinton. I'm talking about Bill Clinton. I'm talking about the whole goddamn bureaucratic system. I knew that we are at the brink of a potential abyss, and I'm telling you, there's nothing that good can come of this. I mean, look, I'm not saying that everything is gloom and doom. But, folks, it's time for you to come out of your shell and start being a little bit more vocal. And if you're a little timid to being vocal, well, by God, utilize social media. Utilize the blogosphere. I mean, get on YouTube. Say your opinions. Get a goddamn Facebook mentions. Whatever the case might be, we need you to relay the information that we need people to know. And we need people to know that Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization funded by George Soros. And, folks, George Soros is a Nazi collaborator. Do you understand this? This was a Jewish Nazi collaborator that literally turned against his own Jewish people for profit, all right? So give me a freaking break, man. All right? And, folks, I mean, why don't you look up a George Soros interview? He talked about that time in World War II when he was selling out his fellow Jew. He said it was the greatest time of his life. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he said, yeah, you know, when I was forcing my fellow Jewish brethren into the oven, it was the greatest time of my life. That's what he said. That's why I keep saying that George Soros is the prince of freaking darkness. I'm not joking around. The prince of freaking darkness, this man. And, folks, reports coming out already. Dallas PD, the Dallas headquarters, police headquarters, is under lockdown because of a new threat against the Dallas PD. So, once again, here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again, for Christ's sake. And moreover, I mean, I've been retweeting all kinds of different copycat cop shootings all weekend, for Christ's sake. I mean, we just found an office, we reported here, I retweeted a report, Alabama officer has been shot, shooter has barricaded himself with a hostage out there in Alabama. We've had some shootings in Tennessee. We've had another shooting. I mean, all over the place. I mean, this is getting really serious, and I think people need to, take their heads out of their asses and realize that we are being systematically taken over. Black Lives Matter, the migrant crisis, ISIS, it's all a smokescreen to have us go into civil unrest in America so that these policymakers that are in power today can put us in a nuclear confrontation with Russia. That's what it's all about. Why is Obama in Poland right now? Why is Obama in Poland? He is meeting with the members of NATO on what to do and how to confront Russia in a nuclear confrontation. Do you understand this? I mean, even Vladimir Putin is screaming that, hey, West, wake up, World War III, nuclear war around the corner. I mean, Putin came out the other day and warned American citizens not to give up their guns. I mean, this is the freaking president of the Ruski president of Russia is telling America not to give up their guns. Can you believe that? I mean, the president of Russia is telling the American citizens not to give up their guns. Unbelievable. Oh, my God. I cannot believe I'm living during this time period. I need a drink. Where's my drink, for Christ's sake? Oh, my God. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, I'm not trying to be somebody who is hyper-sensationalizing or fear-mongering. I'm telling you the truth. I mean, what more evidence do you need that we're being systematically taken over by a rogue element that has infiltrated our government and that is international-based, all right? I mean, moreover, not only is Obama over there meeting with NATO, but have you seen his latest press conferences recently? He is tooting, hollering, pumping, and dumping globalism and internationalism. Do you understand that? I mean, the whole reason why is because I'm telling you this, if Hillary Rodham ends up becoming president, now I believe that there is a deal that has been made between Hillary and Obama that Obama is going to be the UN Secretary General. I know that Bill Clinton wanted to be it, but according to reports, this man is dying. And believe me, they got that ace card held up their sleeve for the politically convenient time to expose that information. And, folks, if you're stupid of the fact that Bill Clinton isn't, like, at least deteriorating into complete and utter bliss, I wouldn't even say bliss, utter decrepitness, I should say. I mean, just take a look at the man. Have you seen Bill Clinton lately? Excuse me, Jesus Christ, I'm tongue-tying myself talking about Slick Willie because I believe, in my opinion, he looks like he's dying of the AIDS. That's right. I believe that he's got the AIDS. I believe it. That's my opinion. He looks pretty bad as far as I'm concerned, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's take another couple of calls here, shall we? 516-453-9903 is the number to call here on the True Capitalist Radio. We're talking about anything and everything is relating to the utter disorder that is transpiring right before our very eyes. So let's go ahead and take some more callers, shall we? We got area code 901. You're on the horn. What's up?
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Man, pretty good. Hey, I think shit's about to go down, man. So I've been going out and I've been buying all kinds of guns and like thousands of rounds of ammo and shit. Am I doing the right thing?
Well, I think you're doing the right thing. In my personal opinion, I think that you should go out and practice your constitutionally protected Second Amendment right. You should gather up as many guns as you possibly can. I also think that you should stock up on a little bit of food because, look, I don't know what's going to happen, folks. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know what, when, or how this agitation of nationwide violence is going to go down. I mean, you're already seeing incremental elements of it or stages of it. But I don't know how it's going to go down, and I'm really concerned about it, and I think that everybody in America should be too. I think that everybody should be doing whatever it takes to make sure that everybody knows the seriousness and the danger of the situation. All right? Anyway, let's continue going on, shall we? How about we got area code, how about 1614? What's going on? 1614, you're on the horn.
Oh, g'day, guys. That's me, isn't it?
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, man, this is the True Capitalist here. How are you?
How you doing from Australia?
Yeah, mate, yeah. I've got a wedding today. I'm sitting here drinking Johnny Walker, smoking an Opus X. And normally I'd be repairing computers. It's a Sunday here. But, yeah, I've got a wedding today with my family, so I'm going to that.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Sounds like a pretty good day, man. Nothing like a little bit of Johnny Walker Blue with Opus X. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going down? What's going down with the Australian elections? I know that they've been at somewhat of a deadlock as it relates to the count is concerned, or they can't find a majority of seats or something to that effect. I haven't really been keeping up, unfortunately, with the Australian political theater out there because, I mean, there's just so much going on in the world. Can you give us a little bit of 411, what's going on over there?
Well, it looks like basically the seats are divided between Labor and Liberal, and the way it's looking is we've had a lot of independents get in, and unfortunately for us, they're giving their seats to the Liberal Party, so it looks like they're going to get in.
So the Liberal Party is a little bit of a leftist, I'm assuming?
Yeah, basically, mate. They're just leftist, completely against, well, Australia, really. But they're taking away shift penalties for weekends and nights for nurses. They're opening our borders, and, yeah, it's just looking like it's going to be a bit of a shit fight, to be honest with you.
Oh, man, that's horrible to hear. And Australia is such a great country, to be honest with you. I've never been there, always wanted to be there. Known a lot of people from there that, you know, came to the States to visit. Very, very good, spirited, outgoing people. And moreover, I know that the majority of Australia is rural. So, I mean, there's a lot of uninhabited land out there. And I think that's, pretty good opportunity for folks that want to become Australian citizens, but do it legally. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct, mate. And, yeah. Also, I've got a few different points I want to talk about here as well. First off, I'm sorry to hear about Dallas and all the shootings going on. That's rather perplexing and not very good news. And I know you're looking into the military situations, should I say, as it relates to NATO and all that sort of thing. Can I just recommend to you a website called DEFCON Warning System? I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay, well, they've got a Twitter and they've got a website, and it's basically a kind of the military situation as it relates to the United States versus Russia. I've been following them for some time. They're always rather quickly breaking down the situations as they occur in the worldwide theatre. So that's just something for you to possibly consider.
Can you say the website again? That sounds rather interesting.
It's DEFCON Warning System. We'll retweet your link.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Hey, do you want to give a shout-out to anybody out there?
Yeah, mate, just to Raiden Snake, to Tonic Plague, and the Trumping Capitalist.
All right, man. Thank you very much for calling in from Australia. And once again, it looks like the Liberal Party is going to take control of the government out there in Australia, and it looks like more leftism, all across the world. It's really, really disgusting. I'm telling you, these leftist bureaucrats are taking control of us, man. I'm telling you, I'm sick of it. Anyway, we're already 5 minutes into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. If you haven't already done so, please follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. And, of course, bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Anyway, we're going to continue taking calls here. We're opening up the phone line, seeing what people have to say. So let's continue going on, shall we? We got area code 832. What's up? You're on the horn.
Ghost, am I on?
You're on.
All right. Always good to hear from you, Ghost. I wanted to ask you about some investments I'm looking to make.
All right.
Should I invest in the Bitcoin?
Well, I believe, I believe you should at this point in time. I think it's a very good opportunity for the short-term pop. I don't know when it's going to pop, but, I mean, here in the next, as the fourth quarter approaches and as earnings come through in the stock market, I believe that this bubble, this inflated bunch of garbage that we're seeing here later in the week in the equities market is going to come tumbling down once earnings season comes around and people start realizing that all these inflated stock prices are for naught. And, of course, the investors are going to go elsewhere to try to offset any potential loss of their capital because right now we're seeing a depletion in the value of the dollar. So, in my personal opinion, I think that Bitcoin, at least for the next 3 to possibly 6 months, is a pretty bullish play as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I've been looking at it, and it all seems pretty cheap right now. I'm looking to buy it, I'm not really sure.
I don't blame you.
I had to ask.
I mean, are you going to buy it and hold it, or are you going to buy it and start trading it in different currencies as you see the fluctuation in different currencies?
I haven't really decided. I was going to hold it for maybe a few weeks and then maybe start trading if it looked good, but I haven't really decided yet.
No, well, that's actually a pretty good opportunity, and thank you very much for calling, and good luck with your Bitcoin endeavor. And look, I know I've been very critical about Bitcoin in the past, but right now we're in such uncertain territory that all of a sudden crypto virtual currencies are starting to look like a valid place to put your goddamn money. All right? I mean, folks, what makes cryptocurrency legitimate is that everybody believes it's a legitimate currency. So if it's a legitimate currency and you've got other investors investing in Bitcoin, well, by God, it's going to raise in value. So, and moreover, I like the volatility within the Bitcoin market. And for you folks that actually can't day trade because you don't have the $25,000 legally necessary, thanks Obama, to day trade in the equities markets, I believe the Bitcoin currency trading market is a perfect opportunity for you to start day trading and start capitalizing and gathering liquid off of the up and downs of different currencies and trading it in and out of Bitcoin. Now, for you folks that are unaware, you can actually buy a Bitcoin, and then if you see a certain currency go up in value that is beyond the value of what you bought your Bitcoin for in, let's say, the American currency, well, then you're going to want to trade your currency, your Bitcoin into the currency that's more valuable than the dollar in which you bought the Bitcoin. All right? And then once you put your Bitcoin in that currency, if the currency continues to go up, you can buy more Bitcoin because you sold one Bitcoin in that currency during the rise of that currency. So if you sell that Bitcoin, you can buy back the Bitcoin, possibly 2 Bitcoins, 3 Bitcoins, depending on how much of an increase that you see in a certain currency, and then you put it back in bed. Did you understand? This is how you day trade currencies, all right? As a matter of fact, there ain't no, you can day trade it all night long, really. Seriously. Now, it is very precarious. It's not as easy as stocks, because remember, currencies can go up and down at any time. Remember, right now, we've got the Asian currencies that are up. Well, let's just say Kim Jong-un invades South Korea. All right, now, let's say that happens. Well, the entire Asian currency market is going to drop to hell. And if you're holding the bag in Asian currency, your ass is grass. All right, that's within an instant, man. The currency markets react within an instant of news, within an instant of earnings, within an instant of any kind of governmental data, any kind of terrorism, anything of that nature. So just keep in mind that if you are entertaining the idea of possibly trading Bitcoin, all right? Anyway, let me go ahead and continue to go on here because I want to try to get as many callers as we possibly can. Once again, this is a spontaneous Saturday edition show. I'm opening up the phone lines here. We talked a little bit about how Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization, and we need to start realizing that those of us on the Trump train, those of us within the capitalist army, we need to identify those that are advocating violence, agitating violence, and basically try to figure out as much information about those individuals as possible and make it public so those that are a part of the public that want to be informed on who these individuals are that are agitating this Black Lives Matter violence can have the information on who's doing so. I think it's more than ethical, moral, and legal to publicize information of domestic terrorists. People that are organizing to do harm to this country. I don't see why that's such a bad idea. Anyway, let's continue going on, shall we? We got 716 on the horn. What's up?
Yo, I wanted to talk a little bit about Lacy Clay. He's a representative from Missouri, I believe.
All right, go ahead. What's up?
Comey's trial. He took, everybody gets 5 minutes, right? They alternate between Democrats and Republicans. They each get 5 minutes. This dude took his whole 5 minutes to talk about white hate groups on the internet, and he's a black man. And this happened one day before this last mass shooting. I think it's kind of a little, I don't know, is it telling?
No, you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, no, you're absolutely right. Let me explain. I saw the whole James Comey testimony. I even live tweeted during the whole damn thing. And let me tell you, I'm glad you noticed that. I emphasized that the show after the actual testimony, that each and every one of these folks that were black on the Democratic side on this oversight committee that was questioning FBI Director Comey seemed to utilize that venue as an opportunity to emphasize, this black police on black crime and gun violence and white hate groups and all this divisive nonsense. It had nothing to do with the FBI and the actual inquiry for which the damn committee called this guy to testify. But you see, I think that it's absolutely accurate in what you're saying, and what I thought at the time is that I find it rather ironic and rather convenient that you had these people like Elijah Cummings and all these other damn folks that were on the Democratic side agitating racial hatred, agitating this idea of gun violence, agitating this idea that police want to kill black people. It's utterly disgusting. I'm telling you, those folks in that particular James Comey testimony, and I believe that the Congressional Black Caucus all has blood on their hands. That's why the Capitalist Army decided to release the contact information of John Lewis, because we cannot sit here and allow these people to continue to agitate the kind of violence that we are witnessing right before our very eyes on a nationwide scale. These people are backing up this domestic terrorist group, Black Lives Matter, and I think that as many American people as possible need to wake up and realize this crap. I mean, this is a goddamn agitation job being put forth by this Democratic liberal regime. And I think it's a disgrace, and why nobody can wake up to this is utterly disgusting. It just proves that the dumbing down of America has been implemented within the populace of this country because they cannot witness or see or want to see the reality on the goddamn wall. So you're absolutely right, 716. I saw that, and I'm glad that you brought up the fact that, this happens, and then ironically, we all of a sudden have miraculous police shootings, for Christ's sake. I mean, what a joke. What other thoughts do you have on this matter?
I'm just fucking terrified, dude.
Like, I don't blame you.
It's absolutely fucking baffling.
Did you know your bank may be charging you as much as $4.50 every time you use an out-of-network ATM? Which means you're 100% guaranteed to lose money with each withdrawal. You'd have better luck with a slot machine. But with Westcom, you get access to 30,000 fee-free ATMs throughout North America. Westcom is member-owned, so you always come out a winner. Stop by one of our 22 area branches or check us out at westcom.org.
I don't blame you, man.
I have no words for this shit. It's every day it gets worse. I don't know.
Hey, look, especially when you have a government that is backing up and fueling this violent agitation. I mean, seriously, folks, you understand this, right? The people that are in charge want this to happen. They put the problem there, and they're fueling the flames. You understand this, right? The people that are in charge today, this liberal regime, the Democrats, they put the problem in. And what Black Lives Matter doesn't understand is that they are so ignorant because of the public education system that these goddamn liberals funded. This education system didn't properly facilitate the tools in them necessary to be able to cognitively comprehend the reality of their situation. And the reality of their situation is that the majority of black folks, at least here within the past 10 years, the complete downfall has happened during a black president's tenure. And what's unfortunate is that people that are within the black community are so anesthetized with this black idea that they can actually believe Obama when he says that, hey, this is all Bush's fault. And this is why I can't do anything, even though I gave the biggest wealth transfer in world history to Wall Street and anyone else that donated to the Democratic campaign or my campaign contribution account. And folks, if you don't believe me, once again, read the Stimulus Package 2 bill. I was on this broadcast screaming about it when it was actually being passed at the time, folks. It was a wealth transfer. Do you understand that? I mean, and the folks that are within the black community got the beans. You got the beans. And you know what, Black Lives Matter and black folk, Obama is still giving you the beans. He is bringing in wild Yehudis from the Middle East, the Syrian refugees at $20,000 a refugee on the taxpayer. $20,000 a refugee on the taxpayer, and once they get in here, they are automatically accepted without any kind of bureaucratic red tape into the welfare system, into the food stamp system, into the public housing system, into the education system, into the free health system. I mean, do you understand this, Black Lives Matter? I mean, who you should be really venting your frustration at is the Democrats, is Obama, is Hillary Rodham Clinton, is Bill Clinton. These are the people that have subjugated you to the situation that you're in while they are robbing everybody blind. They are giving the tax dollars to everybody else that's within the Wall Street Consortium, that's within the Bankster Consortium, that's within the consortium of international monopolies. I mean, don't you idiots in Black Lives Matter understand that, you stupid morons? I mean, give me a break. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, lest we forget that, you know, what is it, 235, 258, whatever the hell it is, black folks last year died at the hands of the pistol of a police officer. All right? 258, I believe it was, black people, black persons were killed by police guns. All right? 258. All right? I mean, is that really a major problem? I mean, there was over 150,000 black abortions last year. But nobody talks about that. I mean, what is it, almost, I don't know how many murders in Chicago, black on black crime. How come there's no Black Lives Matter marches over there in Chicago? Can somebody explain that to me, for Christ's sake? How come there's no Black Lives Matter marches in Chicago where over the goddamn weekend, last weekend, they had over freaking 200 shootings? All right? All right, black on black crime. How come Black Lives Matter doesn't talk about that crap? Because they don't want to talk about it. You want to know why? Because this is systematic brainwashing being done by this mainstream media that I'm telling you, folks, that's why I do not watch television. I don't have cable. Obviously, I have major internet connections. I mean, obviously. But other than that, I don't want to watch the television. I mean, this is nothing more than television programming. You get it? Programming? They're programming you, you idiots. That's why they call television programming what it is. They're programming you. And you see, when you've got a mainstream media that emphasizes these police shootings and that emphasizes these racial stories that rabble-rouse an uneducated populace, and let's be honest with you folks, the majority of the Black Lives Matter supporters that are doing the violence, that are advocating the violence, I mean, the majority of them aren't doing anything. I mean, let's be completely honest with you. The majority of Black Lives Matter are not doing a goddamn thing. The majority of them are sitting around at home watching TV. They're on the goddamn internet. I mean, have you been on Twitter after about 2 in the morning, for Christ's sake? I mean, take a look at the trends on Twitter in the United States after 2 in the morning out here. I mean, nothing but ghetto-fied degeneracy. I mean, these people aren't doing anything. They're not working. You understand? They're collecting Obama entitlements. They're collecting food stamps, food cards. You understand this, right? That's why the media can tap into these people's simplistic consciousness, because they're not doing anything but watching media. I mean, don't you understand that? They're not doing anything but watching goddamn media. I mean, that's all they're doing. And that's why these people right now that are a part of the supposed Black Lives Matter movement are agitated to the point of this ridiculous, horrific violence. I mean, this is a program designed by the leftists, by the communists that have taken over our country. I'm telling you, folks, you got to come to grips with this. This is a goddamn communist takeover of our country, man. This is a goddamn communist takeover of our country, and if you don't believe me, then you're an idiot. I'm sorry, you're a moron. And I hope that, maybe, you suck on a freaking gas pipe, or, you drink some bleach, or you turn on a toaster and throw it inside a bathtub while you're sitting in it, or something of that nature, because we don't need people like you that are completely mindless, that are complete morons, that don't understand that what is happening is not America. It is international bureaucrats trying to put us into another system that is going to nullify the Constitution, that is going to nullify America's laws of the land, that's going to nullify America's commerce. I'm telling you this right now. Wake the hell up, you stupid, dumb imbeciles. All right? God damn it, man. I'm telling you, man. You sweaty, sock-sucking socialist pricks, man. I'm sick of them. Anyway, let's continue to take some calls here, shall we? We got 516-453-9903 is the number to call if you want to call in. I think we got the Teutonic Plague in the house. What's going on, Plague?
Hey, Ghost, what's going on? First and foremost, I want to thank you for doing this Saturday show. You're really opening people's eyes out here, for Christ's sake. And I've got some information to convey. So,
what's that?
It's Trump news, and it's probably going to cheer you up. The left is, parts of the left are waking up because according to the site called Quartz, Donald Trump finally sounds like a real presidential candidate in his response to the Dallas shootings. It says, following a sniper attack on police, a Black Lives Matter protest on Dallas, Texas, in which 5 officers were killed and 7 wounded, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump canceled a series of campaign events in South Florida and issued a statement. Last night's horrific execution-style shootings of 12 Dallas law enforcement officers, 5 of whom were killed and 7 wounded, is an attack on our country. It is a coordinated, premeditated assault on the men and women who keep us safe. I will be tweeting you the whole article, so be on the lookout for that.
Hey, thank you very much, Plague. And you want to give any shout-outs to anybody out here?
Oh, absolutely. Shout out to you. Shout out to the engineer. What's going on to Sergeant Yoda, Cody from Unknown, The Green Bio, and Distilling Capitalist for giving me a shout out.
Hey, thanks a lot, Plague. Hey, stay right there. We'll see if we have a third post-show edition hour on the True Capitalist Radio Show. We may. There's a lot of room on the phone lines right now, so we may just do that. Who knows? All right. How about area code 727? You're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost, it's me, Ryan. I just got a quick question. It's kind of off topic. Is it all right if I ask?
Go ahead, man.
All right, well, my grandfather is currently moving into my mom's house, and that's where I usually live on the weekdays. I was wondering if it's okay for him to, be around me, because he has AIDS, so I don't know if that's all right. What would you say
is this a troll, or are you serious?
No, I'm not trolling at all. I'm serious.
Now, I mean, I hate to be, prying here, but how did your grandfather get the AIDS?
Well, he's actually a homosexual. I don't remember how he got AIDS. All I know is that there was this one time where I went to his house, and my dad kind of being mad at me for sleeping over at my mom's house. So I don't know if it's okay for me to sleep over there still. I'm only 15 years old, by the way.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, to be completely honest with you, I don't want to comment on that. I mean, I'm going to tell you, me personally, I wouldn't, be sleeping in any, buddy's AIDS house. I mean, with all due respect, I'm not saying anything bad about those that are afflicted with the AIDS and HIV. I think it's horrible. But it's. I don't think that you could catch it by touching them. I don't think that you could catch it by hugging them and that sort of thing. But, when you're in close quarters with people, I mean, things can, be interchanged. I mean, that's why you have these outbreaks in dorm rooms, college dorms, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, with all kinds of stuff. All kinds of weird crap that happens with any kind of close quarters of people living with one another. And I think that, before you start going in and moving in with someone, I think that you need to kind of, evaluate exactly the potential risks as it relates to living with somebody with a disease that's communicable. All right? Now, remember, if you're living with somebody that has this affliction, I mean, you're going to be sharing bathrooms. You're going to be sharing intimate objects, with all due respect. I mean, for a lack of a better term, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're going to have to brush your teeth in the same place that this guy brushes his teeth. You're going to have to, toilet seats, towels, soaps, shave. This guy shaves. He cuts his. Come on, man. I'm not trying to dissuade you from living with Grandpa AIDS, but in my personal opinion, I wouldn't be very comfortable, to say the least. All right. I wouldn't be very comfortable. Now, if he's going to be quarantined to a room, and I don't know, I guess this is your mother's father. If your mother is going to be, bedpan cleaning him or whatever, that's her fault. That's her deal. Well, then that's a different story. But if he's going to be, hanging around the house, burping and farting, and look, I just don't. I feel sorry for you, kid. Good God, man. Look, I don't mean to come back to you, but why? Is your grandfather dying?
Yeah, he's dying. We just found out he had AIDS a while ago, but my dad might be taking this to court to having full custody over me because of it. I just want to know, your opinion on it. That's all.
Well, look, I don't know if the courts are even going to, use that as a reason to move you to full custody, to be completely honest with you. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But I don't blame your father for wanting to, because to be completely honest, it's a very precarious situation. I would be very concerned if you were my son and I happen to have a divorce and your mom's father is going to move in. This guy's dying of the AIDS, for Christ's sake. I don't know how to. I wouldn't even know how to. I wouldn't even know how to think about that crap. Man, poor kid, man. I'm sorry. I know I talk garbage to you sometimes, man, but sorry. I feel bad. You know what? Let's have a drink to this kid and Grandpa AIDS. goddamn. And look, I have nothing against your Grandpa AIDS. It's just, good God, man. Do you hear this, folks? Are you listening? This is the American story right now. This is America. This is what a child has to go through in America today. Huh? It's bad enough that this poor kid has got to be bounced around from home to home, all right? And look, I'm not hating on this kid. I'm sure he's going through some turbulent times, and I hope that you keep your head on your shoulders, man, all right? Whatever your parents' problems are, they're not your problems, all right? They're just, an unfortunate byproduct of today's modern society. But not only does this young kid have to worry about going from dad's house on the weekends to mom's house on the weekdays, but now this poor kid has to worry about, Grandpa AIDS. And on top of not only, worrying about, just watching Grandpa AIDS die right in front of him, for Christ's sake. Even if he has to live there. What the hell, man? Seriously, man. Look, to be completely honest with you, I don't mean to go off on this tirade here, but I'm glad this young gentleman shared a little bit of his life with us. Let me tell you something. If that was my father, all right, and let me tell you, and I wouldn't do this to my father. I'm just saying this hypothetically, all right. But if my father, baby boomer, lived it up, probably did a little dance, made a little love in the 70s, and, probably did the cocaine and all that stuff in the 80s, and in the 90s he was probably doing all kinds of crap. Obviously, somewhere along the line started taking it in the pooper, all right, having all this fun, for Christ's sake, and now that all his bad decisions are starting to come back around and haunt him, now he wants his daughter to take care of him and his bad decisions. Hey, 727, is this grandfather of yours, is he rich? Did he leave your mother anything, like any money or any property or anything like that?
No, not at all, honestly. He stays in the room. I don't know, he can't really walk.
So,
he has a weight, though.
So basically he's burdening himself on your mother by unfortunate consequence. You're burdened with this. This grandfather doesn't. He doesn't own the home that your mom's in, or he doesn't. He didn't leave your mom at least a nest egg, or is he, anything?
No, not at all. He usually he doesn't want to die in a hospital, so that's why he's really there. He doesn't want to go to a hospital at all. But yeah.
Oh man, so your mom's taking care of him and doing all that jive?
Mhm.
Oh man, that's horrible. You got to take care of him too?
Yep.
Well then that's a whole other story right there. That's maybe possibly grounds for potential full custody if you're being burdened, and of course this is probably affecting your schoolwork. Wink, wink. And just say, hey, look, it's affecting his schoolwork, and it's affected us. You got to take care of Grandpa AIDS over here, for Christ's sake, man. It's not my son's responsibility to take care of Grandpa AIDS. I mean, what the hell? All right, I want full custody of my son. I hope your father does, and I hope he's successful, man.
Mhm.
Anyway, man, sorry for going off keister about this. I know I talk garbage to you a lot, but I'm really sincere. It's really a shame that someone like yourself at 15 years old has to actually go through this type of nonsense. But once again, I want to give you a little bit of words of advice. Tough times never last, tough people do, by Dan Pena. That's probably one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard in my life. So take that and run with it, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, man. Oh, my God. I mean, folks, this is modern-day America. This is America right here. All right? Can you believe this? This poor 15-year-old kid's got to take care of Grandpa AIDS, for Christ's sake, man. And what did Grandpa AIDS leave his mother? Nothing! I mean, in my personal opinion, if that was my grandpa or my father or whatever, all right, if I was whatever, and they got the AIDS, and they didn't leave me a goddamn thing, I would just leave them in the hospital. Are you kidding me? I mean, what the hell? Now it's my problem? I mean, what, because, you popped me out of your nutsack one time, and what, you raised me for about 18 years, and what, you left me nothing? You left me nothing? And what, now you want me to sit here and take care of you while you're dying of the AIDS because you took one bad, I mean, God, Jesus Christ. I can't believe this crap. This guy, this old man, somewhere along the lines decides to take it in the pooper, takes bad meat in the can, and now all of a sudden, this poor 15-year-old kid has got to take care of Grandpa AIDS. Man, what's horrible, man. That just harshed my mellow to the millionth of power, man. Oh my God, Grandpa AIDS, Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, look. Before I get into Radio Graffiti, I want to emphasize the danger that America's in, and I want to reiterate the call to action to the trolls and hackers. By God, we need you, man. All right, we need you. What are you doing? We need you. Anyway, look, I'm going to take a couple more calls before Radio Graffiti. I think there's some more serious callers if you want my personal opinion. How about 518? You're on the horn.
Hey, Ghost, is that me?
Yeah, it's you.
There's a couple things I want to talk to. I'm not defending the shooter at all, but I can't blame him either. He's been brainwashed. I was watching CNN all day yesterday. That's pretty much all I watch. And this broad was talking about, I swear to God, you can watch it. I think it was on yesterday around like 7:30. This girl said white cops are shooting black people for a game. That was almost her exact words, and then she was going on and on. So when you're a black guy, you're struggling financially. You're not in a good condition, and then you see this on the media. I mean, trust me, I'm not defending him. Honestly, I really don't like black people, so I'm not one of these cuckolds, But
well, at least you're honest about it.
Did you know those $400 shoes you splurged on might actually cost you $800 by the time you pay off your credit card? Oh, and also, by the time you pay them off, they're totally out of style.
Save money and your sanity. Apply for a low-interest rate credit card from Westcom. Westcom is member-owned, so we offer great rates you won't find at a bank. Check them out at westcom.org. Westcom credit card disclosures and terms and conditions apply.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, and then there's going to be a white guy out there that's going to go nuts. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's the media. That's the main cause for all of this, not racism, the media. Because I was watching, and this lady went on about white cops are killing black people for hunting for game. One of those words.
No, hey, look, I completely agree with you, and I talked a little bit about that yesterday and today. The media is definitely a culprit in instigating this violence. I'm telling you, it's all in conjunction. The state, the media, the groups, the money. It's all in conjunction, folks. We are being systematically taken over by groups of people that are implementing totalitarian communism. And I think that the people need to come to grips with that, realize that, and we need to realize that these so-called career politicians are the ones that brought us into this situation. So you're absolutely right. I know for a fact that the media is out here is just pumping and dumping this leftist agitation, for Christ's sake, and I think it's disgraceful. I think it's utterly disgraceful, but what can you do? What can you do? These people, as I've stated, and you alluded to it yourself, the majority of Black Lives Matter folks don't work. Majority of them are sitting at home watching television, and they're getting rabble-roused through these talking heads in the media. They're being rabble-roused by Beyonce and all these other so-called black celebrities that are chiming their little 2 cents in, even though they're richer than hell and could potentially financially help those that they believe are in need, but of course they never do. So this is what it is. I mean, look, I am not trying to say that the individuals that are going and participating in this violence actually know what they're doing. I know they don't. I know they're idiots. I've been saying this. I mean, look at their slack-jawed, cockeyed look on their faces. They have no intellectual curiosity. They're complete idiots. All right? I mean, they're ignorant. I mean, of course, we've got to thank the public education system for not educating them properly, but at the same time, I mean, what are you going to do, man? I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, this has been done by design. Why do you think that when Obama came into power, he just started handing out free food cards and free welfare and free housing vouchers to everybody who wanted it? Now that he's got 100 million people that are not working, 100 million people of America are not in the workforce, what are they doing? They're watching CNN. They're watching MSNBC. They're being programmed through television programming, for Christ's sake. And this is the consequence of it. Just take a look at your average, everyday idiot on the street, for Christ's sake, and you ask them questions. They do nothing but regurgitate what they saw on the boob tube, what they saw on these freaking talking heads, for Christ's sake, man. Wake up! Anyway, folks, we got about 20 minutes left in the broadcast. Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines for everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about Radio Graffiti. That's right, folks, Radio Graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you got to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903, and when I call on your area code, you got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's what Radio Graffiti is all about. I bet, as a matter of fact, if you Google Radio Graffiti, this man right here shows up. Anyway, let's continue. Do we got any callers, engineer, for Radio Graffiti? All right, I guess we have a lot of callers now. I guess everybody wanted to call in for Radio Graffiti, so let's go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti right now. All right, who do we got going on? All right, we got Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Tango Whiskey, Radio Graffiti. I have created Frankenstein, engineer. But it's like a horror movie. It's a horror show. It's alive. It's alive!
What are you trying to make me sound like some kind of psychotic Dr. Frankenstein? I mean, give me a break. Trying to make me sound like a psycho. I don't appreciate it, boy. 973 Radio Graffiti. Hey, 973, you there? Jesus Christ, with these Helen Keller death mutes. 559 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost history's going to keep repeating itself. It's going to look like the Spartacus uprising again way back in 1919. If these leftists don't learn, they're going to end up like Karl Liebknecht and Rosa Luxemburg.
Yeah, I hate to concur with you, but I actually rather agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Because these dumb leftists think that those that are agitating this situation are actually going to keep them in power, are actually going to make them head honchos to this communist takeover when they're nothing more than using and abusing these stupid loser pieces of trash. But, of course, they're too ignorant to know that. That's what's unfortunate about the whole situation. Anyway, we got Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
It will be legal in Dallas, Texas, to shoot cops, which sounds fun to me.
Oh, shut up, that stupid Splice. Let me tell you something, you splicing scumbags. Enough of that crap. All right, this is not funny. This is serious business, for Christ's sake, you stupid losers. 682 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you barely. What's going on?
Well, there's a protest going on out here in Baltimore. Well, actually, I'm out here at BronyCon. There's actually a Black Lives Matter that actually is going on. There's helicopters hovering over the city and actually in that one spot. And there's actually police are telling everyone to go inside because, it's just getting big enough and everything's all crowded out here.
Oh,
literally.
man. It's that serious out there. Well, I know that BronyCon is happening in Baltimore. So you mean to tell me that these Black Lives Matter supporters are gathering around out there? They look potentially violent. You're saying there's helicopters all over the place? How is everybody at BronyCon interpreting this?
Well, over here, the staff, actually the BronyCon staff here, are actually taking precaution and asking everyone to stay inside and not to actually get involved. But we're all safe. I'm actually inside the building, so I'm actually far away from it. But I'm seeing from the top of the floor where classes, of course. But it's a big crowd over there. It's like a huge protest, and really it's like police are all over there. And I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen here because I'm just hoping there's like nothing more serious, like shooting. Because there's actually people walking around outside that actually are going out of the ballpark because there was a ballpark that was out here and it's already finished. And yeah, there's actually people going over there, and let's just hope that nothing serious happened. But yeah.
Oh man, hey, well I'll tell you what, hey, Brony Network, because I know this is the Brony Network. Stay safe, and if you can, why don't you try to get some camera footage of any of the upheaval, if you have a decent vantage point that isn't, going to get you in any kind of precarious situations, and put that out on your video channel, because let me tell you, America needs to see what's going on all over the country. This is ridiculous, and I want to reemphasize once again that Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization, all right? And, I know that, me and the Bronies, we've had, our run-ins, to say the least. But, hey, Black Lives Matter. Don't Bronies' lives matter? They're going to be like, man, hell with a Brony, baby. The Brony, I don't understand. I got to feed my kids, baby. You're not understanding. I got to feed my kids, baby. These Bronies don't understand what I'm talking about, baby. Anyway. Who else do we got going on over? We got area code, Jesus Christ. How about 973 Radio Graffiti?
Hi, this is me?
It's you.
Okay, I just called in earlier and you hung up on me. I'm sorry that I wasn't there, but technically I'm going on a cruise tomorrow, and I was thinking, is it the right time to leave, or is it just, I don't know.
You're going on a cruise, so you're kind of concerned. If you go on a cruise and there's civil unrest, you'd be stuck at sea. Is that what you're trying to imply?
A little bit like that, yeah. Or I come home and find my house raided or something,
Oh, well, yeah, that's all. Where? I don't know what city you're living in. What city are you living in?
Butler, New Jersey.
Oh, man, I don't know, man. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I would just go on the cruise, have a good time, and try to bask in whatever freedom we have left, man, because I have no idea. I can't tell you that it's a good idea, a bad idea, because, I mean, if civil unrest happens, you're absolutely right. I mean, what about your house? What about your possessions? I mean, this is what it's getting to. And let me tell you, the government that we have in power wants this to happen. They brought in the problem. They are fueling the problem. People need to wake up and realize this. They need to plaster it all over the internet. People need to put it in their face that Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization that's being backed by our government, that's being funded by George Soros, and everybody needs to understand that. Anyway, good luck to you on your cruise, and stay safe and all that good stuff, man. Anyway, we got area code 919, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Hello?
How's it going?
Oh. Hey, got a question for you. I'm a serious caller. Realizing how things are going in the United States right now, I'm in the U.S. military myself. I'm about to get out in a year or so. What career fields or degrees do you think will be best for folks who want to do good in good times, good economy, and bad times when things get much worse?
Oh, man, that's a very good question. Let me explain. I believe that what you need to do, and it's good that you're in the military and you're going to leave in a year, is whatever skills you have in the military is going to be in whatever economy. Even if this whole goddamn thing collapses, I think those that are going to be important in a collapsed society are those that have skills that the majority of the populace doesn't have. And if you take a look at America and take a look at all the damn food joints that we have all across this country, it's obvious that the average everyday citizen doesn't know how to cook worth a damn. So that's obviously a pretty good trade. Those that have cars, they don't know how to fix their own goddamn car, hence all the damn mechanic joints. That's a pretty decent trade, to say the least. Anyone who understands how to create shelter, create clothing, create shoes. I mean, you have to think about necessities, things that people are going to want. I mean, these are just ideas, and I'm just throwing out in my head. And in my personal opinion, you take a look, of course, you don't have to invent these things. You don't have to create companies about these things. But if you want a job in a corporation or a company that's going to have some long-term value in that regard, I'd start looking at some of those necessities that everybody needs, no matter what the economy is. Thank you for calling, by the way, and thank you for your service. We got Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so
No,
delightful.
shut up. No. Look, it's July, assholes. All right, let's not do the Christmas crap. I mean, y'all did this 5 years ago. Stop. All right? I hate Christmas. Anyway, 832 Radio Graffiti.
Hello, Ghost. This is Grimace, the Gay Frog, and I was wondering if you would like a rig job for me because I have a long.
Oh, shut up, you sick prick! Shut up. We got a gay Kermit going on here, for Christ's sake. Gay Kermit, that's fresh. Oh my God. Anyway, Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
It's a lie! It's a lie!
Hey, stop making me sound like Dr. Frankenstein, all right? I don't appreciate that. He sounds psychotic. I don't sound psychotic. I sound realistic. I sound passionate. I sound furious. Because I am, for Christ's sake. Everybody out there should be, for Christ's sake. God. Makes me sick. I'll tell you that right goddamn now, boy. Jesus Christ. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ. Get it straight. We got area code 210 Radio Graffiti.
Happy birthday, Jason. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday.
going to cut that off right there. Look, I don't really appreciate you folks making splices of that. Look, it was 4th of July. I was a little inebriated, for Christ's sake, all right? I mean, leave me alone. Stop using that as splice material, all right? All right, it was 4th of July, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. You see what these damn trolls are, man? See how they are? Good God. Anyway, we've got area code 956, Radio Graffiti.
Hi, Ghost. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I have a confession, and all right, 2013. I actually made these drawings of you, and I was just trying to get your attention, and I was just doing it for fun, not to be taken seriously, Ghost. But I want to make those pictures of you sleeping with Rumodash and Applejack, and you kissing Applejack in the lips. Those drawings I made of you. And no hard feelings.
Shut up! I don't even want to know. Shut it! Just shut it! God damn it, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, who else do we got going on over here? 248 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, hey, Ghost. Happy spontaneous Saturday. Hold on a sec. Dad, shut up. I don't want your foot job, okay? Put your penis away. God damn it.
Oh, my God, you sick, twisted prick, for Christ's sake, man. I'm telling you, man, this is just getting ridiculous. How about the Teutonic Plague, Radio Graffiti?
Donald, vote Trump, vote Trump, vote Trump.
Yeah, you're damn right, man. I'm telling you, it's our only alternative. I'm telling you, it's the only anti-establishment candidate out there, and people need to take their heads out of their ass and realize that, boy. We got area code 708, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, it's G. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? It's G. How you doing, G?
I'm doing good. Next Tuesday, I'm going to go to Florida because my grandma recently died. She wanted her ashes to be spreaded in the ocean. So.
Oh, man. Well, that's pretty somber, but at least you're getting a trip to Florida, and my condolences to you and your grandma, man. I know how that is. How about Anonymous, Radio Graffiti? Jesus Christ. I mean, why are you calling? Why are you calling? Jesus Christ. How about area code 561, Radio Graffiti? Why are you idiots calling and ain't going to say a goddamn thing, you stupid, dumb, idiot, milky-licking pieces of nipple-clamp-loving trash? Jesus Christ, man. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very...
No, you know what? I knew you idiots were going to do this Christmas crap in July. Y'all did this crap to me. Y'all did this to me all the time back when I broadcasted, back in the old days. You see, here you go again. Oh, I can't wait for Christmas. I want Christmas. You stupid, ungrateful pricks. Do you think this Christmas is actually going to be a good Christmas? Honestly, just think about that for a second. Do you actually believe that this Christmas is going to be a good Christmas for everybody in America? Why don't you chew on that for a second there, boy? Because it ain't. I guarantee it ain't. Jesus Christ. Who the hell else do we got going on over here? We got Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Frosty the Snowman.
Now, shut up! Shut up with this Christmas crap! Shut up! Shut up! Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. God damn it, engineer! Stop eating the paint chips! Do you understand me? Engineer, come on. What did I tell you, engineer? Stop eating the freaking paint chips, for Christ's sake. Here you go again, making fun of the engineer. What did I tell you, engineer? These people on the internet are not your friends. You hear them? You hear them? Idiots. They're troll terrorists and cyber vermin. Who else do we have going on over here? How about area code 561, Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost, I don't mean to call in from another number, but I just got a quick question. Would you say pennies would be worth more if they're cleaned, or no?
No, absolutely not. Don't ever clean any coins because that will devalue the actual coin to an actual coin collector. Believe me, coin collectors are very fickle about their coinage, if you will, but it's actually a lucrative investment, to say the least. How about area code 614, Radio Graffiti?
You are going to perish! Shut your stupid, stinking, smelly salmon hole!
Hey, come on, man. Come on! Jesus Christ. Who else we got? We got another anonymous here, Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ.
How are you, G.I. Joe? It seems to me that most of you are poorly informed about the going of the war, to say nothing about a correct explanation of your presence over here. Nothing is more confused than to be ordered into a war, to die, or to be maimed for life, without the faintest...
Jesus Christ. I really don't appreciate that one bit, you stupid scumbags, all right? Jesus Christ. One more anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Jolly old St. Nicholas, lean your ear this way. Don't you...
God damn it, you Christmas caroling pieces of... It's freaking July! It's freaking July, for Christ's sake! You stupid dumb Christmas bastards! I hate Christmas! I hate it! I hate it!
Give me the goddamn mic. Look, enough of the Christmas trolls, okay? I hate it, all right? Anyway, we only got a minute left in this broadcast, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me on this spontaneous Saturday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I am going to have a little bit of an extended post-show third-hour edition, not too long, though. So if you want to listen to it, there is room on the phone line, 516-453-9903, if you want to listen to it live. Or you can listen to it in the podcast directly afterwards at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? And moreover, folks, if you haven't already done so, please follow me on Twitter so you can be the first to know if I have these shows on a spontaneous level. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Anyway, thank you for tuning in with me. I will be here Monday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Spread it around like wildfire.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.
All right, folks, we are now in the post-show third-hour edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is a spontaneous Saturday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and I'd like to thank everybody who's listening to me, whether it's live or in the archive. I definitely want to thank your patronage. Once again, folks, the reason that I brought up this spontaneous Saturday edition is because we are in direct attack, all right? We are in direct attack and being infiltrated by communists that are in our government, all right? I mean, all this Black Lives Matter garbage. And let me tell you, once this Black Lives Matter stuff blows away in the next 1 or 2 weeks, mark my word, we're going to start seeing ISIS strikes within the United States border thanks to the immigration policy of the Democrats and the Obama administration. They are bringing in wild Yehudis from the damn Middle East in battle-hardened areas. They're bringing them into America, and I'm guaranteeing you this is as much as I'm saying this to you now, I guarantee you they are going to start detonating themselves here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm telling you, this is the justification for totalitarianism. This is the justification for martial law. And that's why I am on this broadcast, and I'm going to continue to be on this broadcast as much as I possibly can, because I'm telling you this right now, it is that important. And that's why I am imploring all of you, man, within the sound of my voice, you've got to do something. You've got to partake in what is transpiring here. You've got to help stop it. You've got to shove the information in people's faces. You've got to create memes that people can't just ignore, that's slapping upside their face. You need to create blogs and vlogs. You need to utilize your social media influence to be able to shape the consciousness of those that are actually going to go out and vote in America today. We need you more than ever because, folks, look at the talking heads on the boob tube in the mainstream media. They're actually winning. I mean, they're actually infiltrating the damn psyche of these simplistic idiots that are going out here conducting this goddamn violence. So, folks, I'm not kidding around. We have to make sure that you and I, all right, we are the new media. We have to spread this information around like wildfire. We have to let everybody know that Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization. We got to let people know whoever's agitating violence, we need to put a spotlight on them and get as much information as we possibly can to let the public know that this person is going out agitating violence towards cops, agitating violence towards groups of people. We have to be the police of this goddamn terrorist organization that is being backed up by our government. And I'm talking about Black Lives Matter. We have to be the police. We have to put the emphasis on those that are agitating violence, for Christ's sake. We got to document and make sure that we plaster all over the internet the individuals who think that they can just get away with agitating violence, advocating it on their goddamn social media accounts, advocating it on articles, advocating on any media. We need to stop this advocating of violence, folks, because that is what is creating the mass hysteria of violence right before our very eyes. All right? Now, before I get to post-show radio graffiti calls, I implore each and every one of you to please go out there and spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know the danger that America's in. Let everybody know the communist takeover that is going on right before our eyes in America. I mean, we need you more than ever. Get off the sidelines and get on the front lines. The front lines are right outside your goddamn door, for Christ's sake. I mean, not even the bronies are immune to the Black Lives Matter hysteria. I mean, they're having BronyCon, and you got damn Black Lives Matter the next block over, rabble-rousing, threatening to goddamn burn down the city, for Christ's sake. I'm telling you, folks, it doesn't matter how pacifist, how nonviolent you are, these thugs, this absolute utter thuggery of Black Lives Matter that is being backed up by our government, that is being funded by George Soros, we need to let everybody know what it is, and we need to try to stop it. We need to try to stop it. Why do you think Black Lives Matter fears the capitalist army? And I will continue to repeat that. Black Lives Matter fears the capitalist army. And you want to know why? Because knowledge is power. Information is power. And these people don't know how to obtain information. All they know how to do is rabble-rouse a bunch of simplistic, uneducated idiots. And I mean, how hard is that, obviously? I mean, how hard is it to rabble-rouse a bunch of uneducated idiots? I mean, it's not that hard. All you got to do is tell the uneducated idiots, hey, it's their fault you're in the dumb idiot position you're in. It's their fault. Attack! And let me tell you, that's why D-Ray doesn't want to have nothing to do with the capitalist army. I'm telling you, none of the damn Black Lives Matter folk want nothing to do with the capitalist army. I guarantee it. Tweet at D-Ray right now. Tweet at that Black Lives Matter terrorist right now. All right? at D-Ray, at D-E-R-A-Y. Tweet at him and ask him something about the capitalist army and watch his ass ignore you faster than you can say capitalist army, boy. I'm telling you, he fears the capitalist army because we know him. We know what he's doing. We know what the Black Lives Matter organization is. It is a domestic terrorist organization. And folks, we need to emphasize that all over the internet. Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization. Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization. Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization. We have to emphasize that. We got to put that in the heads of people, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. I'm telling you this right now. It makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me sick to my goddamn stomach, for Christ's sake. And let me tell you, we just got a call in from somebody in Baton Rouge earlier in the broadcast. I'm about to retweet a tweet right now on my Twitter account. Black Panthers agitating officers with weapons out there in Baton Rouge. I mean, do you understand? Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. Do you understand this? Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization, and we need to emphasize this, and we need to make sure about it. I mean, look at what's happening all over the country, man. Look at what's happening. This is happening all over the country. I mean, right now in Baton Rouge, the Black Panther Party are taunting police officers. Right now in Dallas, Texas, the Dallas Police Headquarters is under lockdown, for Christ's sake. We've got a shooting in Alabama with one officer down and the suspect barricaded with hostages, for Christ's sake. I mean, do you understand what's happening? I mean, this asshole D-Ray and these assholes from Black Lives Matter have freaking blood on their hands. And that's why we need to make sure that their information is spotlighted. We need to make sure that everybody knows where these people are, who they are with, where they are at, because if they're going to agitate violence, well then, by God, they need to answer for the violence that they agitate. And that's why well, let me put it this way, the capitalist army doxed D-Ray, okay? And the reason we did that, folks, is because we need to make sure that if this continues to pop off like I anticipate it's going to for the next couple of days, we know who to blame. We know who to put the point of emphasis at, and that's D-Ray, for Christ's sake. Do you understand that, boy? I'm telling you this right now. I'm not just talking about D-Ray. I'm talking about all three of those people that I have in that picture right there. All right, Nita and Sam Swerve and all these other scumbags that are out here trying to agitate violence. All right, that's why I'm calling on every troll and every hacker. We need to work together. We need to unite, and we need to expose these disgusting, filthy scoundrels that are utilizing their positions and trying to rabble-rouse violence to uneducated people. Because let's be honest, folks, that's what the majority of Black Lives Matter are. They're a bunch of uneducated folk. They're a bunch of uneducated folk that are collecting entitlements. That's why they have the time, energy, and effort to do the things they're doing. If these people had a job, if these people were working, if these people had some kind of life to live for, they wouldn't be conducting themselves in this type of ridiculous activity. They wouldn't be condoning this type of disgusting, filthy violence. They wouldn't be doing this crap. All right? So give me a break. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and take some Radio Graffiti callers here. And, of course, in the post-show edition, I call on your area code, and you have exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. Or if you want to ask a question and have some discourse on the post-show third-hour edition, by all means, go ahead and do so. But by God, look at what's happening all over the country. Look at what's happening. What is it going to take for you people to realize that this government that is in power today is backing up this domestic terrorist organization in Black Lives Matter? I'm telling you this right now. Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization, and we need to start emphasizing that throughout the goddamn internet, for Christ's sake. So trolls, hackers, please, man, let's put a point of emphasis of terrorism on these goddamn idiots. They're terrorists. They're terrorists. Black Lives Matter are terrorists. and we need to let everybody know. So if you happen to be a hacker that wants to deface some page or some kind of crap, why don't you put that Black Lives Matter or domestic terrorist if you happen to have a hair up your ass this Saturday night and defacing websites or whatever the case might be? If you're a troll, by God, why aren't you trolling D-Ray? Why aren't you trolling these Black Lives Matter idiots, for Christ's sake? I mean, you could pick one to troll at this point in time. There's so many assholes that are advocating violence, and they've left so many breadcrumbs for you to dox these idiots. I mean, why don't you pick your choice and make one of these damn Black Lives Matter assholes that are agitating violence, why don't you make their lives a living hell? I'm serious, man. Why don't you go make their lives a goddamn living hell? I mean, you couldn't get a better mark. You couldn't get a better opportunity, trolls. All right? You actually can make a terrorist's life a living hell by going out and just picking out anyone who is agitating any kind of violence in this country. By God, go out there and troll them. Troll them, for Christ's sake. Get them so sick of the internet that they're not on the internets anymore. I'm serious. We start doing this on a massive scale, I guarantee you Black Lives Matter, their herd will thin out greatly. All right? I mean, just imagine on some of these idiots that are agitating violence on Black Lives Matter side, a lot of these people are collecting entitlements. I mean, all you got to do is document what they probably document themselves on their goddamn Facebooks and Instagrams, their non-entitlement-like activity, all right? And go out there and report them to their supposed entitlement agencies to get them kicked off of their goddamn entitlements. All right? I mean, give me a break. I mean, do I have to spell it out for all you trolls, for Christ's sake? I mean, don't y'all idiots like swatting all the time? I mean, what a better opportunity! And what, do you think the cops are going to get pissed at you? That, you directed them to, some idiot who is advocating the killing of cops? I mean, seriously, do you think that they're going to care? No! So look, folks, I am calling on all trolls and all hackers. It is time for you to be the heroes of the day. It is time for you to be the digital heroes. It's time for us to show the summer of digital chaos that we can throw upon Black Lives Matter. And that's why I'm going to continue to say it, and I'm going to continue to say it, and I'm going to continue to say it. Black Lives Matter fears the capitalist army. And I don't know how much more evidence that folks need to see to prove that. They don't want none of Ghost. They don't want none of capitalist army. They don't want none of us, boy. They don't want none of us. All right? I mean, that's why D-Ray's got me on ignore. That's why he's got everybody on the capitalist army on ignore, for Christ's sake. He's scared shitless. All right? You want to know why he's scared? Because we know everything about him. All right? He thought that he could just sit back and, talk all kinds of garbage behind the media without any kind of consequence. He thought that he could sit here and rabble-rouse and coordinate with the DOJ and Loretta Lynch to agitate violence and that he was going to be protected, that nothing's going to happen to this idiot. Hey, D-Ray, you're being played, you moron. I'm telling you this right now. All this violence that you help agitate, you're going to be the one blamed for it. And to be honest with you, D-Ray, I don't even think that you're really responsible. But unfortunately, you want to put yourself as the spotlight leader of this organization. So as a leader, the buck stops with the leader. And unfortunately, I know that you think that you have this connection with the DOJ and Loretta Lynch and Obama administration. They're not going to come and save you when people finally get enough of all this goddamn Black Lives Matter garbage. They're not going to sit there and protect you. You are nothing but a pawn in this game, and I hope that you are listening, D-Ray, because I'm telling you this right now. If you think that you are going to continue to rabble-rouse, continue to agitate violence without any repercussions from anybody, you've got another thing coming, sir. And the reason I'm suggesting this is because you need to come out yourself, D-Ray, and you need to denounce not only these shootings, but you need to denounce all violence itself as it relates to the Black Lives Matter movement. I mean, publicly come out and say it, because if you don't, D-Ray, if you don't, then everybody in America is going to blame you and Nita and Sam Swerve and Sean King and all these other idiots that helped rabble-rouse us into this particular situation. You idiots believe that you are protected because you are somehow connected to the government. The government is using you idiots. You think they care? You think they're going to allocate resources to what? Come and extract you if you happen to be in a situation that you helped agitate? You people are idiots, man. You people are idiots. Give me a break. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me get to some Radio Graffiti calls here, folks. All right, this is a post-show, third-hour edition. Let's get to them right now. Once again, if I call on your area code, you can go ahead and 3 to 4 seconds to do your Radio Graffiti jive, or you can ask a question, whatever you see fit. All right. All right. Who else do we got here? We got area code 502, Radio Graffiti. Hey, 502, you there? Jesus Christ, with these Helen Keller deaf mutes, for Christ's sake. Who else do we got? We got area code 210. You're on the horn.
Hey, it goes to you. Shout out to Engineer Craftsman and all the rest of the guys in the Capitalist Army. I find it utterly sick and pathetic that my best friend that I've known since we were about 5 years old is going to start working for a police department, and she now has to hide any of her social media accounts because of the shootings of the police officers. But I hope that everybody wakes the hell up and starts fighting back in regards to this utter stupidity in regards to the Black Lives Matter thing. It's just, it's very bad.
No, I completely understand, and thank you for calling. And look, if I was your best friend, I don't blame them for taking down any kind of traces of social media, because this is how the Black Lives Matter folks are, picking out potential, targets as it relates to cops. I'm not kidding around. This is getting really ridiculous. It's getting really disgusting out here. All right? So that's why I'm saying, folks, those of us that are on civility's side, it doesn't even matter about politics anymore, man. It's about just saving civil society. I mean, we do not want to go into some sort of chaotic, totalitarian nonsense. I mean, if you want to understand the potential of what could happen in this country, take a look at the footage that's coming out of Venezuela right now, all right? Take a look at the footage coming out of Venezuela right now. All right, all you got to do is just put in Venezuela in any goddamn YouTube search and take a look at the utter crisis that's happening. Utter chaos, anarchy, just unbelievable stuff. And you see, that's America's future if we as American citizens don't seize civility. We need to seize civility, because if not, it's going to descend into complete and utter chaotic nonsense. And I don't want it to. I want us to try to get out of this. I want enough of the populace to understand and recognize that this government could care less about this country, could care less about the people, could care less about liberals, could care less about any of this stuff. These are agents of international bureaucratic institutionalism, globalist, whatever you want to call them. That's what they are more loyal to. They are more loyal to the EUs. They're more loyal to the UNs. They're more loyal to NATO. They're more loyal to the WTO. They're more loyal to the G7, G8, G12. They're more loyal to this crap. The World Monetary Fund. I mean, give me a break. I mean, you idiots that are listening in, you people need to realize that our country is being taken over in communist fashion. And mark my words again, give it a couple of weeks. Once this Black Lives Matter copycat garbage blows over, we're going to start seeing ISIS cells start blowing themselves up, going wild Jehudi once again, folks. Mark my words. And remember, it's this administration, the Democrats, the liberals, Obama, that brought in the problem. Remember that. Put that in your stupid head. Obama brought in the problem. Obama brought in the wild Jehudis. Obama's agitating Black Lives Matter. Obama's backing up a domestic terrorist organization. Put that in your head. The Democrats, the liberals, the Black Congressional Caucus, for Christ's sake, all of them All of them! And you people need to start realizing this, man. This is not a joke, man. This is serious business right now. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I just don't understand what it's going to take for you people to realize, all right? For you people to realize the seriousness of the situation that is before us right now. I mean, look at what's going on. Dallas Police Headquarters in lockdown. All right? We got a shooting of a cop in Alabama, and the suspect is barricaded with a goddamn hostage, for Christ's sake. All right? We got a freaking Baton Rouge situation where the Black Panthers are taunting the cops with guns, for heaven's sake. I mean, this is getting utterly ridiculous, and that's why I'm calling on all trolls and hackers. By God, we got to expose these people. We got to let every American idiot know that Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization, and it is being backed up by our government, and it is being funded by George Soros, the Prince of freaking Darkness, George Soros, man. I mean, God damn it, man. Spread it around like wildfire. This is our country at stake. Our country's at stake. The American way of life is at stake, you stupid morons. What do you think is going to happen when this whole goddamn thing implodes, when things go into chaos? How do you think you're going to live? How do you think you're going to be? What do you think life is going to turn out to be when all this shit hits the fan, for Christ's sake, man? Wake up. You are not going to be shielded from this. I mean, your home is not safety if the whole goddamn civilization corrodes from within. Your house is not safety. Do you understand this? 100 million people are out of work. More than half of the population doesn't even pay for their own goddamn food. I mean, put this in your head. This is the kind of seriousness that we're in this goddamn country. This is what America's turning out to be, God damn it. But of course, you want to go out and watch, the next ass crack shot of Kim Kardashian and all this other crap, instead of worrying about what is transpiring right before our very goddamn eyes. I can't believe this crap, man. I can't believe this is happening to America. I can't believe Americans are this stupid, this naive, this uneducated. I mean, damn it! You piece of crap! We got Black Lives Matter, that's a domestic terrorist organization. We've got ISIS being brought in by Obama, for Christ's sake. I mean, good God! And once again, why is Obama in Poland right now, assholes? Why is he in Poland right now? He's in Poland meeting with the members of NATO on how to confront Russia in a nuclear confrontation. By God, Vladimir Putin is trying to alarm the West. He's trying to sound the alarm for the West. He's been trying, for Christ's sake. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Folks, Vladimir Putin has been saying, and look this up, this is on Google, Vladimir Putin is saying, why aren't you covering this to Western journalists, that we are on the brink of World War III, that NATO is encroaching on the border of Russia. This is serious goddamn business, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Anyway, folks, I'm just angry, man. I mean, look at what's happening to the country, man. We got copycat police shootings thanks to this D-Ray and Black Lives Matter that's being backed up by our Obama administration, Loretta Lynch, and of course being funded by goddamn George Soros. Oh man, Jesus Christ. I'm sick of this. I am utterly sick of what's going on here, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. And somebody just tweeted at me, a tweet here. I'm going to retweet it. It said, if this was a troll, it was politics Ghost. If it was legit, Ghost is right about most of this shit. And he retweeted, or whoever the hell Alan Goldberg is, retweeted a tweet by the Young Conservative, or the Young Conservative at Steve0423. Let me go ahead and retweet it. It says, the truth is coming out. Clinton Foundation completely exposed, involves entire U.S. government. Oh, well, what the hell did I say? What have I been saying all along? I've been saying that the damn Clintons know where the bodies are buried, and I said before the whole indictment thing came about that Hillary Clinton was not going to get indicted. This woman knows where all the bodies are buried, and I believe, in my personal opinion, she has the power to bring the entire government establishment down. Now, folks, I believe at this point in time that the entire civilian government that comprises the United States government is completely corrupt. All right, completely corrupt. And I believe if we continue to see the type of ridiculousness that we are seeing with Black Lives Matter domestic terrorism, and soon we're going to see ISIS terrorist acts, believe me, mark my word, they're coming. Then by God, I've said this and I'm going to say it again. Somebody in the military of influence needs to assume command and needs to direct troops to possibly go in and start arresting the civilian government. And the reason I'm saying this, folks, is because this government that is in power today is completely rogue. These people could care less about this country. They're putting us in a precarious national security risk. I mean, just looking at the James Comey testimony, it just goes to show you how they react to anyone who is transferring classified material. It doesn't matter anymore, for Christ's sake, huh? It doesn't matter. So give me a break. Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, folks, I told you, huh? The prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again, ass cracks. All right, so, take that up your freaking anal passage with a foreign object, you foreign object anal passage aficionado jerk dick. Jesus Christ. All right, let's take a couple more callers here, for Christ's sake. Who do we got? We got area code 872, Radio Graffiti.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.
872, you there? Jesus Christ. Here we go. Helen Keller deaf mutes, for Christ's sake. How about Anonymous, Radio Graffiti?
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, down Santa Claus Lane.
Look, assholes, enough of the Christmas crap, all right? I hate Christmas. And it's July, ass cracks. I mean, it's the dog days of summer, for Christ's sake. It's the freaking hottest time of the goddamn year. You're worried about Christmas. Jesus Christ. How about area code 904, Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost. I'd like to talk about the Black Lives Matter thing. I'm really upset about that as well.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about it? What are you upset about, man?
It's about the whole group and shooting and everything. And I'm an actual black guy, and I'm kind of upset about it because I see all this active violence with the group and everything, and it started to kill like a lot of people. I'm sorry, I just got inside in the house and I was packing up the groceries. Anyway,
no, don't worry about it, man.
I actually did some research on the Black Lives Matter prior to this whole incident, and like a lot of them, there was like a lot of anger and stuff like that. And people interrupt, interviews or something like that, and then they just start interviewing and start being right. The thing is, I don't support Black Lives Matter because, in my opinion, I think they really give it a bad name to black people.
Well, no, I
And
mean it demeans black folk in general. Black Lives Matter demeans black folk. I mean, because what it's saying is that black folk don't understand how to resolve their problems in a civil manner. I mean, that's what it's saying. And look, I don't believe that. I honestly do believe that not all black folk are pure thuggery, that not all black folk are out here conducting themselves in this activity. Obviously, you're not one of them, sir. But I'm sure there's a lot of them. I know there's a lot of them. But the problem is now is that we've got this government agitating this idea, and let's be honest, the majority of Black Lives Matter folk are uneducated. They're collecting entitlements. They've got a lot of time on their hands to be anesthetized with the mainstream, lamestream media that suggests to them what the hell to hate, why to hate it, suggest to them that they're being oppressed, that the cops hate them. I mean, all this propaganda nonsense. I mean, this is what is happening. If you believe the mainstream media has your best interest at hand, you're an idiot. This is a state-run media. This is not freedom of the press. All right? The only freedom of the press that you have are those that are within the sphere of social media. I hate to admit that, but that's it. That's it. I mean, because everybody else has a motive, especially the lamestream mainstream media. They are going to slant it to this government's liking so that they can continue to sustain themselves as the dominant media, as the dominant suggester of information. Because they definitely don't inform, and they're definitely not delivering you any kind of news. They are suggesting to you how to think. Jesus Christ. Who the hell else do we got here? We got Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
Try to shut up with the Christmas crap. I'm telling you, what is it with you idiots in Christmas? Huh? Is it because you all get gifts? Is that it? Oh, I want a gift from Santa Claus. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the gift from Santa Claus. You know something? I don't like Christmas. It's one of the most pompous, idiotic times of the year. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll celebrate the festivity. I'll try to get into the whole spirit of the whole nonsense. But it's hard to get in the spirit when everybody just wants something from you. You know, folks, nobody gives me a goddamn thing for Christmas. And I'm not hurt about it. But you want to know why nobody gives me nothing for Christmas? Because I make a lot of money. So when you make a lot of money, all of a sudden these people believe that, well, I don't need to buy you nothing. You make a lot of money. Oh, yeah? Oh, that's just great. And what, I'm supposed to just open up my home for you? I mean, let me tell you, every Christmas, man, my wife goes all out, you know, I mean, literally looks like the cover of the goddamn Pottery Barn of Christmas time. She goes out and goes nuts. And let me tell you, I don't really like it. I don't appreciate it. Although I love my wife, so I'm going to do whatever makes her happy. But I can see the disingenuousness of everyone who comes through my door, who eats off my tab, who messes up my home, and who doesn't appreciate my business. So, I mean, I really don't like Christmas, to be honest with you. I mean, every time I get together with family, all I got to hear is their problems, their financial problems, their kid problems, their relationship problems. I don't care about your stupid problems. Jesus Christ, man. Why don't you at least attempt to help facilitate a joyous event here instead of, oh, I got a lot of problems. I got a money problem, and I got car problems. I got a kid problem. I got cock problems. Shut up! Oh my God. Anyway, look, I'm going to take a couple more callers here, and then I'm getting off the air, folks. It's already freaking 7:35 out here in Austin, Texas. And not to mention, you got UFC 200 on here, and I'm thinking about watching that, somewhere on these internets because, you know what I'm talking about, folks. I mean, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going there, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's take a couple more callers and we're out of here. How about Eric? Anonymous, another Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You know what? I just don't get it with you Christmas idiots. All right?
I mean, don't you?
The deals are getting hotter during the Deere days of summer. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all John Deere compact tractors. Plus, get a best-in-class 6-year powertrain warranty at no additional cost. Hurry in today for the hot deals of summer. Offer ends August 2nd, 2016, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Terms, conditions, exclusions, and warranty limitations apply. See dealer for details.
Visit your local John Deere dealer today to take advantage of special savings going on now. Find out more at myjohndeeredealer.com.
What's up with your calendar?
I replace all the days of the week with sandwiches.
Because
at Subway restaurants, every day there's a different sub of the day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, each day I can choose a different 6-inch sub for just $3.50, or get it as a foot-long sub for $6.
So why is today circled in red?
Oh, today's my anniversary. Oh.
And maybe you should...
Yeah, I gotta go.
Subway. Fresh is what we do. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Additional charge for extras and deluxe, plus tax where applicable. Sandwiches prepared in front of you.